Welcome back to year 2 content. Congratulations, Evil Dead the game. I am very happy that you made your 1-year anniversary, even though you didn't really do anything for it. I am very happy you made it because it's a very important marker for a live service game to hit that first anniversary, and if they can hit the second one, then they should have legs to keep going for a very long time. But this is another crucial year in any live service game. Year 1 is important because you need to get through your first year. Year 2 pretty much establishes it as a contender for a long-term live service game. So in year 2, there is 5 things they definitely need to do to get over that hump and keep Evil Dead going for many years to come, because this is really what we all want. We want this game to succeed. We don't want to see Saber keep making mistakes that are going to hinder or maybe even kill Evil Dead the game. And I'm going to talk about 5 things they need to change in year 2 to really make this game viable. Number 5. Horde Mode should have been the call, not Splatter Royale. Splatter Royale was an absolute nightmare. We'll talk about that in just a minute, but Horde Mode was something that everyone was calling from day one. You have people who love Evil Dead the game. They wanted PvE content. They didn't want the ASIM component. They especially did not want a Battle Royale component. They wanted something, whether it was by themselves or with their friends, against a horde of undead deadites, and that was a absolute slam dunk. Hell, they even put it in World War Z, and yet we got Splatter Royale when they dropped Ruby's update, and it was just an absolute clusterfuck. Let's be honest, it's dead as a doornail. No one's playing it. It's a real big waste of time, money, and resources, and Splatter Royale was probably the biggest miss of year 1 and probably hurt the game quite a bit. It's definitely slowed down production. It definitely has slowed down the amount of things they could probably do, because it was a big swing and miss to not hit with a giant mode being added to the game. And of course, that brings me to point 4, and that's money. The game needs to make money. And yes, they brought out a Game of the Year edition that brought Steam as part of the ecosystem, but you need to finally just get off your high horse and add an S-Mart. Like, this is just ridiculous. And even if it only updates once per month, which is still stupid, you could probably do it bi-weekly and people would love it. People need to have an avenue to spend money when there's not a DLC dropping, especially since you're averaging somewhere in a 2 to 4 month window. It's really, really hard for you to make money that way. Now, yes, some people bought the Game of the Year edition. That was an influx of revenue. Yes, people buy the DLCs when they come out. That's an influx of revenue. But what you're not doing is allowing your fan base to do what they really want to do, and that's get skins for their characters. I'm wearing the shirt now, took an opportunity to do a $40 shirt and skin for Savini Ash 2.0, which was fine. We all paid it, who wanted to get it. And then you turned around and sold the skin for $3 later. Another opportunity to make money. But you have that right at your fingertips. And people don't care if they're original skins. People don't care if they're actual lore accurate skins, because some of the original skins are just as fun and I prefer to use them. Like, when I play Ed Getley, I don't put his Ed Getley Evil Dead 2 skin and I put his Indiana Jones skin because it's more fun, and we want that ability to make our characters look different. We've added 5 DLC survivors and only one of them, Mia, has an additional skin. The 4 other ones do not, and I play mostly Ruby and David, and I'm looking at the same butt every time, and it makes me mad. Give us a way to give you money. We just want to shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
Afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Who the hell are you?
Name's Ash.
Housewares.
Number 3. The prestige system was an excellent starting point, but you need to raise the level and give better rewards. Let's be honest, no one cares about screamers. Stop the screamer bullshit. No one cares. Like, it's not exciting at all. It's the dumbest thing you've added to the game. It is original, I'll give you that, but like, people don't care. They want something more tangible. Talent tree points are absolutely great. Making your character stronger, making them feel better is great, but you need to add some maybe exclusive skins, whether it's for weapon skins or it's for the actual characters themselves. Something that you can do to make feeling prestige better for your grind, especially as heavy as you guys make the grind. Evil Dead the game has the heaviest grind system I have ever seen for a prestige level. let alone 5 right now. So if they take it to 10, for example, they need to give much better rewards and make it worth the player's time. And this is one of the things they have done a really poor job on, is respecting players' time. Number 2, communication. I have never seen a company worse at communicating than Saber has been. Most games, the community manager is forefront, talking on Twitter, talking to the groups, doing short videos, all sorts of things, and they're nowhere to be found. The Discord is a barren wasteland from communication. The Reddit once in a while gets a dropped pre-written comment. Twitter is a barren wasteland unless they're announcing something. Like, it's an absolute piss poor job. And this is one of the things that scares people. The reason people are terrified for year 2 is, one, we don't hear anything. You don't see roadmaps. You don't hear from the community manager. The game goes ghost for a really long time. I remember I had just written a script for a video back in December, how they had not done a single communication in almost, I think it was 84 days. And then they dropped the Pablo skin and, you know, talked about the Ash vs. Evil Dead update was coming. That was going to include Ruby and the Mortal Power bundle, but they had not said a single thing for over 2.5 months. And this is the problem. They go like radio silent, you don't hear anything, you don't get updates. They do not do a good job at keeping the fervor of the community up or the morale of the community up, because they just basically go ghost for long periods of time. And this is something they absolutely have to change, and the community manager himself needs to do a hell of a lot better job than he is doing. Just seeing him once in a blue moon sitting next to Sahinki at a dev stream that they barely do is not cutting it. Like, this is just a really, really bizarre approach to how they've handled the game since day one. And finally, this is just mind-blowing, but maps. Maps. I don't care if we didn't get a single character in year 2. If we got 4 maps, I would lose my shit. Let's be honest. Nothing in year 1? Are you kidding me? Like, guys, come on. This is not supposed to be a beatdown video, but this is things that need to change to make this game to be what we all know it can be. And yes, we did get the Castle Kandar map dropped in the Army of Darkness update, but that was just late content. It was supposed to be at release. It was the 3rd map to go along with Evil Ash, just like Henrietta and Elagos had their maps to go along with the launch of the game, and we have 3 maps for an entire year. I mean, this should have been what they did at Anniversary. It's just said, listen, we are working a lot of cool stuff, but here's a 4th map, and they have an opportunity to really make this game something special. Like, the combat's amazing. There is no better ASIM fight than an Evil Dead fight. Like, I love lots of ASIMs. I've played them for years. I was talking in the video comments yesterday about Friday the 13th in 2017 was my first experience playing an ASIM, and I fell in love with the genre. I've always been a horror fanatic. I love horror movies. I love horror comics, horror books, horror video games. And Friday the 13th from Gun made me fall in love with the horror ASIM genre. And then I played DBD still. I play Evil Dead. I'm looking forward to Killer Clowns and Texas Chainsaw. But these are the things that they need to do to make sure that this game does not stagnate and die. And a change of scenery is so nice for people, because I know right now when I play the game, I barely get Kandar as it is, let alone, you know, not having a 4th map to mix it in. It's just mind-boggling that this is where we're at the end of year 1 map-wise. This is strictly constructive criticism of things that need to be addressed. And you look at the game and you're like, this has the best bones of any ASIM I've ever seen. And yes, there could be one better down the road, but at this very second, the bones of Evil Dead the game are vastly superior to any ASIM that has been on the market. The game is very well constructed. The battle combat is so satisfying. It's fun to play on both sides. Ball is definitely up the demon fun rate tremendously, and it's a great game that the developing team is the only hindrance right now, and we need you guys to take this step forward and hopefully listen to some of this constructive criticism, because I am not the one saying these things. Yes, this is my video, but this is a collective comments I've seen across the board for almost a year now. And I'm just basically boiling them down to 5 bullet points of what needs to be changed for year 2. And hopefully we see this and then some, and everyone's ecstatic, and we're talking the second year anniversary, and everything's, groovy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.